you have come together to actually to see or listen the voices of the people whose voices were completely ignored by the majority society of India, and particularly even in the government sector. A government also takes actually so lightly when the matter comes about the Dalits, Adivasis, minorities, and all. So this is the time which we have to come together, and we have to say that how then any democratic setups or the governments, elected governments, can ignore the voices of the people forever like this continues. And the caste, as Dr. Roja said very clearly, and it is irrational. That's the reason we talk about the caste here or there with the same lens, because when we are talking about the scientific temperament and all other things, but we continue with the caste system, but the science also. That is a very impossible in any democratic society or the any human society. And it is illogical also. That just thinking somebody is down to me or somebody is less than me or something, which means there is a something which is illogical or something in a oppression kind of a thing, which you are throwing on somebody without any kind of a basis of the logic, and which the majority believes. That is a big problem here. And none of them says that how it is. So nobody says that how I can practice the caste. So everybody part of the caste in India. Either you are a oppressor or oppressed, both the ways we are, but the mostly we the people, the untouchables or the others, we talk about the actually the untouchability or the caste system. But the people who actually perpetrate, so they don't talk about that. So illogical system, why they can't even talk about that? So why you can't? Which means there is a completely absence of the consciousness of the human being. Completely they collapse themselves, and thereby they become like a not even as a human, and you treat another human being as a kind of in a very low or something like. It is so sad to say. We live together and we say that it is a fraternity and it is a liberty, freedom, so big words in the Constitution. But when it comes to the life, the everyday in and out, our life, so how it is, how cruel it is, the treatment what we receive, so cruel. So you ask the another human being to come and clean your shit, and you pay 20, 30 rupees and you say that I'm paying and they're cleaning, there is nothing wrong. Is it true? Can't you even think about this? These are the wider questions which we started posing to the whole Indian society and the government and everywhere. So why we started this? So the society said that they're happy, they are cleaning, and we are not doing anything and we are not forcing. The caste is such a system where there is no need any one executor who has to execute every time. The developed and institutionalized a hierarchical system, thereby everybody became a part of that. And the people who are going and cleaning, they started definitely protesting against that. But you have what? If somebody protests, somebody says, no, I can't do this or something. So what will going to happen in the Indian society? I'm not talking about the 5,000 years, 2,000 years, 100 years, 50 years, as on today. So how? There is nobody is there in India who can listen at least, and another voice is there. You have the only one voice, everybody must follow the same voice. If you don't listen to that voice, they brand all of us as an anti-national. So who is the national? What is the nationalism means? Making another citizen to clean your shit. That is the nationalism. And making another woman as like a victim and continuously raping and not accountable for anything. And no judge talk about that. No judge takes as a suo moto fiction like. That is what we are asking now. And why we are talking about this. So why you are talking about the whole sanitation sector? You talk about the whole clean India, clean India. So when clean India is so success, why the women is going and cleaning the Dalit women still, the human excreta in the country? Is it required? And the country is so great, and the country is technologically so competent. So why we are making another human being? These questions they are not answering. Instead of answering questions, and they are making now, they declare that India is the manual. Their competition is to declare India. So when they declare, then the people who are cleaning, they become like a victims, not just, they become a criminals. You are throwing the victims as a criminals and coming through the machinery with the police. And they started asking, who is cleaning? If you are cleaning, I have to arrest you. And we will arrest you. And they go back and ask, we want to enumerate. Who will come and enumerate? If you are saying that you are going to send them to jail. So the very contradictory kind of ethics. The government and their mechanism is working, thereby even now in India, almost in North India, particularly Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and few parts of the West Bengal and Maharashtra and Jammu Kashmir and Rajasthan, there are the individual dry latrines where the human beings are going and cleaning, which is a very inhuman, and it is a completely, we can say that, human rights violation. It is happening. And second is now the sewage and septic tank deaths. The sewage and septic tank deaths, it is not an accident. It is actually the government has not done any kind of a modernization of the whole sanitation system. Why they don't do the sanitation modernization? You make the big roads. You have the connectivity of the each and every city everywhere. And you have the bullet trains, you have the metro, everything you have. But when it comes to the drainage or underground sewage, you don't have any money. Once you can see about the British management, what they have done, the same it is still. Why? Because the majority or the most, the people who are entering into the sewer line are all belong to the untouchable community. So the government has no care, the government has no concern about this, but they need a service. As a service, they want everything, but they don't want to modernize that. They don't want to mechanize that. Thereby, our fellow human beings, the Dalits, they go to clean the manholes and underground drainages, and they do lose their life. And when they lose their life, there is no data collected by any government, any local body, nowhere in the country. We have almost 4,650 statutory towns in the country, and none of the even single statutory town has a mechanized way of the cleaning. And they never counted the deaths. When 2003, we went to the Supreme Court, and 2014, a judgment has come. During that time, we started counting the deaths. The first 2014 only, we started the deaths, counting the deaths. And when we started counting the deaths, it is a really surprise for us. We got the numbers, 500, 1,000, 1,500, numbers are increasing. When almost like we have a data as on today, 2,000 such human beings and Indian citizens, they died in the or we pushed them into the sewers and septic tanks, and we killed all of them, particularly the government has killed. We call and brand this as a political murder. But why we don't talk about this? We have no guts to talk about this. We just keep quiet and we underestimate the numbers. And in the parliament, the minister said very openly, within 5 years, only 340 people. Only 340. Have you in the whole global, any one incident, 340 people within 5 years died? But we talk about the terrorism, you persecute and you go and kill our own human beings in the name of the minorities, you doubt, and you go and kill and send to the jail. But you yourself, your local governments, you kill 340. This is an underestimated number. The exact number is we collected 484 during the same time. Why you can't even prevent that? Why the Prime Minister is not talking? Why the President of India is not talking? Why the whole civil society is keeping quiet? Is because they are the Dalits. They are the majority of the many people are just the women are cleaning the shit. These are the questions which we are not addressing. Then definitely there is a danger for the whole democracy. And there is a voices of the people. And this is not just one community, one religion. There are the scavengers. There is a Balmiki Danu. There is a Muslim community, Halal Kor. And there is a Christian community. and there is a Sikh community, all come, irrespective of the religion. If we are untouchable, particularly these sections of the subcaste, they are forcing all of us to do the same. So when are you going to put the full stop at this? So why we are not taking this as an important thing? And why this practice can continue in the modern age? These are the wider questions which we have to answer. And particularly we are asking the government of India to answer. Our demand, very clear. First, the government of India, particularly the Prime Minister, must apologize this community for centuries together made the human beings as slaves and made them to clean. And we don't require any loans. You give the loans. Why we want the loans? And to clean, actually they're giving the loans for us to buy the machine. And with the machine, you go and clean. So which means what? The cleaning is my responsibility. I have to take a loan from you and I have to come and clean all your streets and your drains and your toilets. This is the job which you are talking. So this is in a modern scavenging and modern slavery and modern this we have to immediately we have to demand a stop this kind of a inhuman, obnoxious and human rights violations across the globe, particularly in the South Asia. Thank you.